not going to turn out nice, Jenna.
Nancy,
Somebody
when
getting a
Parliament-
bullet in the head, eh? Something has to happen for this to cool down. And what has to happen for this to cool down is the death of one of a member of Parliament. Yeah. To cool down. When she realized what she did, she stick her two flipping stinking feet in her mouth. Kamala.
You have no idea.
No. She destroying the country. What about people? If you want them to close, they're going to have a revolution in the country. If only 1% start closing their business, what you going to do? And now hear what he said. I know I am a target. And so is my Prime Minister is a target. Yeah, you are a target. Because continue like that and you will be a target. You're actually bringing down the fruitfulness of this country.
100%.
You're targeting people that have nothing to do with no crime, no weapon, no drugs, no
Yeah,
nothing.
he's trying to say that the U.S. have their special services, and if you are doing crime, we're going to get to you.
That is a damn lie.
Darling.
That is a damn lie. What crime? Because Trump told the coolie woman to do it. He's not even taking her calls. He's not taking her calls. Because he knows she's a coolie. He don't like black people. And in his eyes, she's blacker than black. I don't understand what Kamala is doing. Kamala is making enemies every Monday morning. She's listening to John Jeremy. John Jeremy is the most corrupt man they have on earth. He moved from PNM now to the UNC. He was the PNM Attorney General, John Jeremy, your mother neighbor in David House, when she was in David House. And all over the blasted and another thing, clause, open converted comma. We know that part of the 1% will publish it in their THEIR, their newspaper. Who you aiming with that? Not Guardian? Look, you know, and by the way, I had a few people coming into my office, 1%.
Yeah,
saying,
ask them about the U.S. visa.
Yeah, why was I revoked? What did I do? This is my livelihood. This is what my father started with. He don't care. He don't care.
He's going on a very nasty road, Auntie.
Of course, and they're going to get hurt with that. You're accusing people, innocent people, of this shit. Innocent people. But they don't care. They're sleeping, there's a cabal sleeping with each other in there to boost. But when they want something, they run into us for help. They want money. Go and work. Kamala getting $90,000 a month to do what? To screw every cabinet you have there? I don't understand it. This is not going to turn out nice, Jenna.
Auntie,
Somebody getting a bullet in the head, eh?
Auntie, when he stood up in Parliament, he brought back up Anthony Bourdain and the 1%. He said, and he haves and he have not.
Yeah, but yeah. That is
brought
what I'm seeing.
everything back up.
Yeah, I know.
Our time is over.
Our time is over. What we do for our time to be over?
We are supporters of PNM. That is why they say it. We had too much under them.
Oh God. Where's George Young? Where all these people open their blasted mouth and talk?
Right?
I don't understand what she is doing. She's literally destroying this country with things that are not true.
I know.
That are not true.
I know. But she wants to get power.
Power how? She's a friggin' Prime Minister. A stinking coolie woman. She's a Prime Minister. That's her power. You don't trample over people. For what? To get merits? That's not how you earn merits.
Auntie, you have no idea how bad it really is.
It is. It's all over the friggin' newspaper Express. It's all over all the news.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Trinidad and Tobago, since this whole tape would have been dropped, this whole scene with the Sabgas, when this tape would have dropped, a lot of things would have came out of it. And one, what would have reared its ugly head is the disrespect of this government for the intelligence, on the intelligence of the citizens of this country. Where are we, all of us, would have seen the inconsistencies with this government. They have their little stooges, their little leg buttons, coming and trying to shape the narrative. And I believe Trinidad and Tobago, without a shadow of a doubt, because daily I see people on the streets when I travel with them in cars, and when I hear them saying to me, to my family, to Candice, and to others that is on the team, that to keep up the good work, there and then I know all is not lost. But we reached a point, Trinidad and Tobago, where we must turn on the heat a little more. Because in the face of this whole thing with the Hadids, I would have seen a stinking political analyst would have came here and tried to reshape the narrative to the point of trying to hoodwink the people yet and next time by stating that the law is not equal, that the Hadids and them, the law bend for those that have money. That is the smartest thing that one of those UNC political analysts would have said. Taking their credibility and putting it on the line for a party that is disrespecting not just me, not just my neighbor, but my friends, and for those that went to school and actually went to learn something. We see this government trying to insult our intelligence. We keep on saying to you, Trinidad and Tobago, we keep on saying to the public, we preach it in many ways, that we ought to stand up and say something and to fill the ranks. You don't have to fall underneath no organization. If you don't want to, all you have to do is be a good citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And when we blow the horn,
sidechain off.
When we call on the ranks of those that are capable and are able bodies, come out. Stand with us. Stand with the future of this country. Stand for something instead of falling for anything. And when I say that, let me go prolong this one time longer. Let me play a tape by an individual that I didn't really know. I know she's on our team in it. But this is the honesty of some of the people here in this country when we would have expected differently from certain type of people. We know it's just a certain few. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, this is testament of that fact. That not just we alone, isolated, trying to shine a light in the dark areas. There are other people that is seeing and witnessing the truth. Yes, not just me alone, not just me alone. But before I run to that video, there are several of us in here, not 10%. We hungry. Some of us don't know where the books coming from. The books money. Some of us thinking who man we have to rob. Some of us thinking woman we have to rob. Yeah. And some man thinking woman. That's the lie down for. That's the reality of it here in this country. But whilst we are seeing trouble and we are suffering, tickets fines are double. There are people just laughing because the money keep coming in. Yeah. Yeah, when you waiting for your money from the upkeep program and deciding whether or not to come out and speak and to say something about it, there are people enjoying life like normal. Life in London. But the minister here enjoying life in London. And if you know,
Side chain.
now you know. Now you know. Whilst you suffer in Trinidad and Tobago,
Side chain on.
whilst you studied where next dollar coming from, and if you know videography in the way that I know videography, Jolene John had somebody outside the car on their cell phones with some camera taping this whole event. Yes, taping this whole event while the people of this country studying where the next dollar coming from, studying how to go eat in the morning. The Minister of Works and Infrastructure dancing, Shinsi Benz, and many of you still struggling to get that 10%. And my thing is simply this: how much clown are you going to take? How much clown you will take before you stand up and say something about it? How much clown you going to take, public servant? This thing, it can't be more real than this. The Minister of Works and Infrastructure, whilst the government is playing the fool with your 10%, why is the government trying to make up stories on our own man? The Sabgas and them who employ thousands of people underneath their care. You see the love that he would have received when he went back on the job. He had AIDS. And we must ask ourselves the question, Trinidad and Tobago: how much clownting? Yeah, how much clownting that we could take who allow the people of this country, the few, the sellouts, the scumbags, the political cunts, lick bam bam. Yeah, when I'm talking that, I'm specifically talking about people like Twiggy, people like David Welsh, people like Heavy Duty. Yeah, all of them. People like all of them. That is what I'm talking about. All of those people and them who at the end of the day sell their soul for 30 pieces of silver. Simple for you to analyze. So Trinidad and Tobago. The topic of the day is simple. I would have seen the Honorable Prime Minister, and some of you is going to say, boy, why call she honorable? That is just a figure of speech that exists within Parliament. So if we are to be politically correct, we have to do our just diligence. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, take a look at this video. I am not pretending. Yes, I am not pretending. Let me see if I could. Yeah, right. I am not pretending. They did not affect me. Prime Minister opened up about racist attacks. So the Prime Minister of this country, on one hand, is telling the citizens she bad, bomb them violently. Yeah. She ain't afraid this one and I ain't afraid that one. I go bust your head. Go and talk to Small Pin. Yeah, that what Kamala doing. And now she's saying to the people of this country, she's not pretending it affects she. Kamala Persad-Bissessar on several occasions would have said to this country, this coolie girl, yeah, she said that. And when they tried to stop she in the parliament, she made sure it was registered on the Hansard. And you know what frightened me about that whole thing? Is that we was going to make a video on that, you know. Something stop us. Because when Kamala would have made this statement within Parliament, she ain't just talking about herself. She would have speak an offensive word used to describe a race of people derogatory. When she say coolie, there are people, when they hear that word, they ain't like it too much. Some people break down in tears. But Kamala Persad-Bissessar is allowed. Oh, she trying to say she alone must say that. The Hadiths talk about it. Hinting to she nasty, stinking behavior. Now she running and operating and governing this country. She not addressing that. She addressing the factor that coolie, nasty, stinking coolie, that the Hadid Star Sabga would have referred to Kamala, highlighting her behavior with the people of this country, because the whole entire clip, the whole entire voice, intercepted call, when I hear it, is Star Sabga would have said it in such a way that he has done the Prime Minister already. Listen, he has done the Prime Minister already. You don't need all that type of power again. Treat the people with respect. When people coming in my office here and talking about the visa was revoked. Watch out, this man running the country. And just like all of us is, a matter of fact, let me come with this, you know, because I'm going to show you something. Let me show you something. Now, somebody from East Indian descent would have made this video here. And I want to go back straight down into the archive and bring up a clip with Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Yes, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Yes. Let me see if I could get that clip, and I will put that up on screen here for you to see. And I'm going straight down here with this piece of clip here. Yeah, people in fool.
Sidechain off.
Let me just Okay, let me just deal with this. Good morning or good day or whatever. Let me just put this out there. Let me just deal with this. Good morning or good day or whatever. Let me just put this out there. So the UNC have a problem with people calling them by racial slurs. All of a sudden, racial slurs is a problem. But when they don't see flies, calling and referring to other demographics or ethnic groups in the country with racial slurs, it is not a problem. It's only when it comes to them. By the way, Kamala called herself a coolie woman. So if anybody else called she that, she should be happy. So don't try to run and play victims. We know all here. We see in all here. And you see you, Mr. Opinion Box, come. You're too fucking ungrateful. You're too ungrateful. And you see with the hypocrisy? Let me tell you something. You could fool plenty people. But it's about 2 weeks ago I saw you on a live. You on a live alongside others, just like yourself, calling Afro-Trinidadians degenerates. Me tell you something. We already know all in that group singing for their supper. All they have no credibility. All they have no integrity. None. So here what to do? Have several fucking seats. Well, you see the size of your ass. Sit down on the fucking ground. Don't mash up nobody's chair. All they too disgusting, man. Oh, fuck. Let me just deal with this. Good morning or good day or whatever. Let me just put this out there. So the UNC have a problem with people calling them by racial slurs. All of a sudden, racial slurs is a problem. But when they don't see flies, calling and referring to other demographics or ethnic groups in the country with racial slurs, it is not a problem. It's only when it comes to them. By the way, Kamala called herself a coolie woman. So if anybody else called she that, she should be happy. So don't try to run and play victims. We know all here. We see in all here. And you see you, Mr. Opinion Box, come. You're too fucking ungrateful. You're too ungrateful. And you see with the hypocrisy? Let me tell you something. You could fool plenty people. But it's about 2 weeks ago I saw you on a live. You on a live alongside others, just like yourself, calling Afro-Trinidadians degenerates. Me tell you something. We already know all in that group singing for their supper. All they have no credibility. All they have no integrity. None. So here what to do? Have several fucking seats. Well, you see the size of your ass. Sit down on the fucking ground. Don't mash up nobody's chair. All they too disgusting, man. Oh, fuck.
Trinidad and Tobago. That's so simple, for many of you to understand, and still plenty of you won't understand what was taking place there. Now, yes, let me bring on Sharon, and it have a whole set of people waiting to deal with people here. Good evening, Miss Sharon. I know I said I'm sorry about that. I didn't see it. Right, I ain't hearing she. Good evening, Miss Sharon. Nah, I ain't hearing you at all. Well, you put on your mics, let me hear all your. Okay, I know what's going on.
My mic is on.
Right. I hear you. Your mic on.
So let me just tell you. So I'll listen, and when it's time to come in, I'll come in, right?
Okay, so let me bring in the full team. You understand? The full team here, right? We are Candace, we have the full gamut of the people here, right? We are Trinity on set, Candace on set, the full team on set, right? So we have Sharon on set, everybody. So Candace, I mean, there's a video that we was going on play here, but I didn't see it as yet. But what's your contribution based on what the discussion that we are having here tonight? I mean, I know you have several things to talk about. What is your discussion based on what we are here tonight? What we discussing?
Mr. Jeffrey, now up on screen, enough.
Right, I up on screen now. You see me? Candice, you see me?
Yes, I'm seeing you.
I don't understand that chatter. What really going on here, chatter?
I see him, Mr. Jeffrey.
Right, so everybody seen me. Chatter, I know what to tell you. You lost somewhere in the Bokazi.
Right. Come down and come back up. Yeah, we have to learn things. We have to learn the function on the Workers' Rights platform as well.
Right, so Candice, let me hear what you're saying. I know you two kind of lost.
My thing is the racial slurs I have a problem with. Because the UNC and even the Prime Minister has come up and just used the racial slurs, right? And insult people. But when people use it back towards them, they vex. They're trying to play the victim. Why not stop it? He is the Prime Minister of the country. You ought to lead by example, right? You have to lead by example, using mother of the nation. And if you continue to behave like that, what is what they're really trying to do? They're trying to cause a separation between East Indians and Africans, and we have young ones coming up. Nah, I say no, that had to stop. That have to stop. That have to stop, Mr. Jeffrey. Trinidad and Tobago, that had to stop. And I find this UNC, the UNC government, I don't know, but these people are running this country like if you're lineman by a bar and your head nice, and wherever you say goes, them just making up the rules as they go along. They're not putting nothing into consideration with whatever laws or whatever thing they make up, how it would affect the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Them just doing whatever they want, whenever they want, however they well please, and they don't give a ass about nobody. And that had to stop. I will stop there for now.
Again, we had Trinity, day two. Trinity, what going on your side? I mean, I see you have a nice hairstyle tonight, so what going on your side, Miss Trinity?
Well, you know, tomorrow is motivation day, so I had to look the part. I'm going out tomorrow night and be with my African people in Point Fortin.
Power to the people.
Anyway, you see this racial thing that going on in the country with the Prime Minister and them? I just always say, what good for the goose, good for the gander. Right? Hold on a minute.
Now, Trinity would have made a very interesting point just now, when she said that about the emancipation celebration. You know, here what I want to bring to the forefront, and I'm glad she bring that topic. I almost forget. Somebody would have sent a video from her. Yes. Okay, yes, we will lower it down on this side. Yes.
Right. Nice.
What goes into the ganga? Because the Honorable Prime Minister have called Dr. Keith Rowley all sorts of names. Oreo, House Negro, what did she call him? Call him something else now. She said that black one day and then she turned into blank. Like we ship it now. You understand? And you call your own self fully in parliament. Everybody saw it. But because staff have that fully, you're vexing. That, to me, that you have to see. Because at the end of the day, you can't be dishing out dirt, and when somebody is still the same medicine for your cold, you're vexing. You cannot be doing that. At the end of the day, when you dish out, you have to take, because it's not only the Honorable Prime Minister doing it, it's everybody else doing it. Look, I see Mr. Roger Alexander said today, he say Africans, what you say about Africans, boy? Africans are endangered species. You understand? All of a sudden, Africans turn endangered species now. Right? So, and I was really upset when I see that today. Because Mr. Roger Alexander, you are an African, you African like me, and Candace and Mr. Jeffrey and all of us. So how can you talk about your own brothers and sisters like that and call we are endangered species? In other words, they call we animals. You understand? This racist thing, you know, it always had racism in Trinidad and Tobago. It always had it. Me and saying no. But it getting out of hand now. It's getting out of hand. Because you just see it on Facebook, it just be nasty. The East Indian race say, your people. I just ask them, who is your people? You understand? Something needs to change. And I blame the government for this, because the government who is pushing this racial agenda. Something needs to be done. I don't want to say nothing more, I don't want to say nothing bad. I want to behave myself. But I telling you, it's real disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. Because a lot of us have East Indian friends
and family.
We don't want a bacchanal with we East Indian friends and them for them to start total feelings with us. You understand? Something needs to change. The Honorable Prime Minister and them need to know what they're talking. And you see that line when she posts up there and say, she not hurt by way Star Savga say she hurt.
No, she said she hurt. She said she hurt.
She hurt? You can't hurt because you call your own self that. And then you put, you know, just last week, you're talking mess about about African people. And this week, you put an African outfit. It come like you're spitting in my face. Stop wearing my outfit. Stop having a cabinet wearing my outfit. Or they don't care about us, especially with community. That's why I never say Kareem Marcel wrong. Them don't like we. You understand? Them things that hurt my feelings because I always for my African people. One thing is my African, I always for my African people. Always for my brothers and sisters. You understand? All they putting on the outfits and all they parading like all they for we, all they not for we. And then they talk about, oh, we need to stop this racism thing. It's all they who pushing it in the first place. Them need to stop that. I fed up on that. It's very disrespectful. And then she actually little monkeys and them, like David Welch and Opinion Box and all of them. She little monkeys and them who working for 30 pieces of silver and their tongue on the ground. You understand? Pushing it too. Because Opinion Box some weeks ago you say that African people is degenerates. And now you're talking feelings because some gas because they say some African people, but it's struggle. You can't really struggle because you're fat. I'll mute the mic now.
Trinity, you know. Mr. Jeffrey, are you there? We're not hearing anything.
Yes, we here. I'm here. So anybody that talking, they go come up big. And I know Oya had a lot to say, and I would like to hear some of your opinion. We're looking for a video from Dr. Rowley here, where a man put his finger in Dr. Rowley's face, and Dr. Rowley could have locked him up, you know. But go ahead, Candace.
So I want to pass from me now, or
yes,
I want to pass on. No, well, we had Miss Sharon Felix here.
Oh, sorry,
So,
sorry.
yes, right. Let me pass on the baton to Miss Sharon Felix. Pleasant good night, my dear.
Good evening, everybody. Now remember, I tell all you where I'm a little noisy. My parrot be singing. Candice, you don't have a very rude parrot. All you telling her she does sing. Anyhow.
But we're not hearing him.
You hearing me?
Yeah,
Miss
we're
Felix,
hearing you.
once he not singing, Miss Felix, once he not singing, when UNC win everybody, when he could sing anything.
If he sing that, I'll cook me the next day. If he only sing that, is curry, parrot, and potato. Now, let me just say something, right? Trinity, I hear you. But, you know, Roger Alexander is correct. We are a dangerous set of people. We are, like it or not, the truth be told, we are. When we can take ourselves and put ourselves in the place that some of them put themselves in, we are. We have been fooled over and over. We are a dangerous set of people. Because let me tell you something. All that is going on in this country, all that is going on, you know, I still hear people looking like me and all you coming down on Star Sabga. And if you listen to what that woman said carefully, she never condemned Black people. She never condemned African people. The woman drew a reference. And you know, people looking like you and I, bawling about all the racial, it had nothing racist in that. It had absolutely nothing. Kamala didn't sometimes stand up and bawl this little coolie girl something in reference. She referred to herself as a little coolie girl. Like all you can't remember. All you can't remember. So when he said that, I said to myself, you're correct. Because you are one of them. Dangerous. You are one of them. You are quite correct. So when, you know, I just say this every emancipation. We're not emancipated, you know. We are not emancipated from slavery. We continue to live in it. Because as soon as they dangle a little thing in front of your face and promise you something, you just come running. We don't support one another. We're supposed to do that. What we just do is pull down one another. What part of that emancipated? Let me be honest to myself. So when you hear people talking and saying about the blank man and the this and the that and the other, don't be afraid. They could say that because they have people to support them. And I want to agree with you too, Trinity. Because all the little minions and crappos, I saying it tonight, that punganakin behind them, when they talk thing and put it in the public domain for them to run with it, jumping in truth like frogs. It's okay. You're watching people suffering, like the Heavy and the Welch and the Kingsley and all of them, because they get a salary when the month come. People catching their tail to pay their bills. People can't pay their rent on the streets. They can't eat a proper meal. They can't send their children to school. They can't buy books, no uniform. And all you're quite happy with that because all you're eating a little bit of food. Just a little bit, you know. A little bit. And that's all they will give all you to eat. Nothing else. Watch how much the 1 billion, who it was, who that contract would have gone to under HEC. Anybody looking like you are, Anna? Anybody looking like Heavy? Anybody looking like Kingsley? Like David Welch? Eh? All you wake up and smell the coffee now. Let me wake up and smell the coffee. We just talk racism. I could tell people I'm not a racist. I can't be a racist. I am of mixed.
Winds of change have swept over Trinidad and Tobago.
I cannot. I have sisters who are East Indians. I have family who are Spanish. I am mixed. So if I want to be racial, then I'll be racial to my own family. I tell all the African people not racial, you know. An African man or woman will friend with any race once they in love. That ain't happening with an Indian or some other races. It's a fact. It's a fact. So we need to stop playing merry-go-round 24. We need to stop playing merry-go-round the bush and start to face the facts. I will leave it there for now.
Right. So we have Xavier, I want to give it a go, and after Leonardo will come up.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago.
Hi,
And
pleasant
good evening to the panel and everyone who are locked on. Candice, as you know, Candice, I think I would have shared this information with you, Candice, that I follow the Ife Orisha I don't want to say we didn't attend, we don't really say, religion, but it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And with part of that, Candice, there's a lot of African teaching that comes out of that, Candice. And Candice, we have decided, Candice, that we are not going to participate in the emancipation walk. Our shrine have decided that we are not going to participate in the emancipation walk, Candice. Because there are people who participating in that walk are traitors, Candice. I heard the Prime Minister of this country said that she's hurt and that the racists come and get her. She felt hurt. Well, I want to tell the Prime Minister, you still in front. The score is 5-2, the 5-1. I'm putting it in football terms, 5-1. And let me tell you why. When you went on a platform and you said, the black man on the other side, I felt hurt as well too, Candice. Yep. When you went on a platform, Candice, and you said, Candice, they take one of ours, when Dr. Rowley put Avinash Singh to run in that seat down by Jack Warner, where Jack Warner was, you went and you said, they take one of ours to fight against us. I felt hurt. When you went and say, Camille Robinson, your name is of a slave owner that was given to you, I felt hurt, Madam Prime Minister. It didn't stop there, When you went on a platform, when you was having your Monday night forum, you didn't think about I was hurt, and you put up Dr. Keith Rowley is an Oreo. I felt hurt, Madam Prime Minister. And there's a last one. You say all the only Duncy head children in Trinidad and Tobago is of the PNM. And of course, the PNM is of an African diaspora party. You have to read between the lines, the subliminal message that was sent there. And I want to tell the Prime Minister that I felt hurt. So if you want to bring it on in football terms, if that was a World Cup for racism, Madam Prime Minister, you lifting the trophy. Madam Prime Minister, you are the golden mouth. Madam Prime Minister, you getting the golden boot. Because since you and your sadistic, egregious government came into office, there's a proliferation of racism in this country. Check social media, Candice. I would have sent you something, Candice, where they're out in their shell and they could be so explicit and conspicuous with their racism. They ain't even hiding their face no more. They ain't even making face profile. It's the Ravi, it's the Ramjat, it's the Jaikaran, it's everything they're coming out and they're telling you what color you is, what N-word you is, where they're not supporting you and how to do this and how to do that. So, Madam Prime Minister, we have been living in a perpetual feeling of hurt underneath you since you come in here. Since you took over the reins of this country, we have been living in a hurt. And you know what? I agree with Trinity, When Trinity and Miss Felix, when Trinity said these monkeys and these crap old Pomerak, I call them, I can't even say the Kobo Labas, because I think the Kobo that is being the Labas have so much more dignity and some more pride that they will understand what is right from wrong. Imagine I heard King Silly, I can't say King Silly, King Silly coming out, Candice, and telling Trinidad and Tobago that the Prime Minister is right to feel hurt, and apart from that, stop guy, it's wrong and all kind of thing. Where was King Silly when the Prime Minister made all these utterances? Where was King Silly? How we don't hear all year when these people say that? But according to Ms. Felix, always being fed just enough for all not to speak. Always being fed just enough for all not to come out and do nothing else. Because you know what, today or tomorrow, if the UNC comes out of office, Kingsley and them start to say, are back on the street like beggars, because the UNC knows how to use them and knows how to measure them. Give them enough just to talk and perpetuate the foolishness that is being talked and discussed on the UNC platform. but there's never any true upliftment. Why Kingsley and them can't go and get a contract for how much millions of dollars? So if the UNC comes out of office today or tomorrow, they can carry on their tradition. They cannot, because the UNC have measured them and the UNC have bought them absolutely cheap on discount, Candice. That is why they can come out and tell Trinidad and Tobago this kind of foolishness. That's why they will continue to support this nasty, sadistic rhetoric that is being pushed by the Prime Minister of the day. No decent thinking African people not going to sit down and agree with what the Prime Minister is saying. So all the hurt you're saying that you feel hurt, Prime Minister, move from here with that. That is poppycock. That is hogwash. And Candice, as I close, Candice, I want to say that as an African man, I will not be participating in any emancipation walk. Because, Candice, those who will be carrying on that walk, Candice, are synonymous of the slave owners. You see the people who have Camille Chinim? You're going to see them out there tomorrow, dressed up in head tie and so on and thing. I just don't know why the ancestors just don't come tomorrow and just start to share licks. You come here, you're too wicked and nasty, and just start to beat left, right, and center, Candice, because they're too nasty and evil. All if you know, like I say, all kind of thing about African people. And then during to commemorate a holiday, all they want to come and put on the clothes and run around and try to continue to fool the population of Trinidad and Tobago. I will not be participating. And as long as this government continue to be in office, I don't think that I will be participating in any emancipation work, because it is not a case of we are being emancipated. It's a case of we are being used, and there's going to be a further case, Candice, of political subterfuge with Kamala Persad-Bissessar and her miscreants. Thank you very much, Candice.
All right, Mr. Xavier. But before we start on Leonardo, Mr. Jeffrey, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you on the side.
Right. So how much people we can bring up, because we have 3 tons. I would have sent her the
Yes, she could come up. She could come up on the link.
Well, I sent her the link as well, and I don't know if she's
No,
she
haven't pressed the link.
I tell her to just send it to me, send it to her again. So go ahead, Leonardo. I know this is not my platform, this is Mr. Workers' Rights platform. Right,
Candice, chatter, Candice, chatter.
I know, darling. I know, baby. Go ahead.
Good night to you, Candice. Good night to Workers' Rights. Good night to everybody, right? Candice, one thing I say, the UNC government always trying to divide us by race, Candice, right? Every time they came in power, they were trying to divide the country by race, right? And one thing I have to say, Candice, all they have a problem with the African people and them, right, Candice? But come for election, it's the same African people all you're going and beg to put all there in power, because if you leave it up to the East Indian people alone, it would not have enough East Indian people in the country to put the UNC in power. So why, when all you come and all you elected and all you come in power now, Candice, why all you know is dividing the country by race, Candice? Right? Because all you done use the African people and them already, and all you get all you want, right? And now all you in power, all you in all your mind now, well, all right, we don't need these people no more, right? So we could speak down on them, we could tell them what we want. You understand? Just like what Trinity said. And I find that, Candice, for a government who is ruling Trinidad, I find that is very disrespectful, Candice, right? This government is so racist, Candice, because all the PNM constituency, Candice, even down by me in Diego Martin, because I raised that point on your platform.
Chatter, 1 second. Sorry to cut your course. Mr. Jeffrey, try Trinitons. Right, go ahead, baby.
Candice, I raised that issue on your platform as well, Candice. Not all the PNM constituency, Candice, are being underfunded, Candice. Why? Because there's a certain race living down in those areas, Candice. You understand? Just like what Mr. Michael said, when you heading down Patrick Warner's going into San Fernando, there's only one type of people you see with this Chinese CPEP working, Candice, and it's Indian people and them. So what happened to the other side? We don't need employment. You understand? We don't need to feed our family. We don't need a better life, Candace. This is what the UNC come into power to do? To divide us by race? This is a wicked and evil UNC government, Candace, and we are seeing it. Enough is enough. And they always put in their own race, Candace, to speak down against the African people and them. Yeah. Like Roger Alexander and Jerlin John, and even with the police, Candace, they use the African police to come out to do their bidding, Candace. So you're actually seeing this UNC government is a racist government. It's about time people stand up and say enough is enough. And we come together and try to get this government. How much more are we willing to take, Candace? How much more are we willing to take? Boy. That is my contribution, Candace. Thanks.
Candace, before you go on, we are not seeing the request with Trinity Jones stating.
I don't know, she's trying really hard. She's really trying, I don't know. I sent her the link twice. She said I'm there. I'm dead, but
let she come back off and come back on. It's not showing up on the application here.
We need to come off and we enter. That's what Mr. Jeffrey said. We are waiting. Yes. Yeah.
I just want to say this, where I observe, right? People don't mind saying it. I personally I agree with Chaka 100%. When he was referring to all the youth programs, and then you notice the youth programs I think was created by PNM, right? And she got rid of all, right? She got rid of all. And if you notice, 95% of the citizens with these programs are of African descent. So when the Africans and them go and they do the little courses and thing, right? But it looked like the Honorable Prime Minister and her comrades, it looked like their agenda is to just have little African boys and girls sit down on corners and be idle and go into the life of crime, so the TTPS can put them in the ground. You understand? And that's what's happening because people have tried, right? People have tried. Parents have been depending on these programs for the children to be able, so they know, okay, when I go to work this evening, I know my daughter or my son going this is the program and come back home. Their head wouldn't be hot on work. They wouldn't think the sun on the block, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. And I think the target all the African dependent programs, and it's something to do with race, right? And this racist agenda had to stop.
And you see, the thing is, sorry to cut you across, Trinity, and you're actually seeing that African people are saying that we are rejecting the racism thing. We don't want that one bit. Trinity turns you up, nice. We don't want that one bit. We want to unite and move forward and better in our country. You understand? And it has really hurt my heart to see all the time we campaigning, it was one love. You all needed us. And now that we would have stand with you all, come together as a nation and put all in power. Putting aside race, because we didn't study race when we was campaigning. We didn't study race at all. Now to see, it is about race. And you know what, but you see when those young people came out in Port of Spain on that peace walk, and how they run these people, the police and them dismiss them and send them home without even asking them, what is all your concern? Why are you all gathering here? They didn't want to hear one word. I know what I watched. I said, thank God for that. None of them had a knife. None of them had guns. None of them was being disrespectful. They came out on a peaceful march. They come together. If it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, put aside the differences and they come together. And you telling me, all you seen that the youths and them just come in a group to meet with somebody, anybody, to tell all them what's going on with them and all they turn them away. That, you see from there, that signed it for me again. That finished put the last nail in the coffin for me. That shows clearly. And if you watch, it wasn't just Africans alone, you know. It had little East Indian boys and girls, everybody mixed up in a bunch. You understand? Everybody mixed up in a bunch and they come out there. So that all they could hear their cries, but all they turn them away and all they talking about what? All they care about we? As far as I see, you see this government only care about the cabal, the self. Nobody else. So all who want to come and talk about race and who is nigga and who is coolie, you all are damn fools. Because whilst we fighting and killing one another like crabs in barrel, you ain't see what they're driving as they jump out and they get in power. Who driving Audi? Who driving is Vissel? Go Vissel? Who driving Vissel? Who wife on how much state board? Who husband on how much state board? They living nice and we fighting amongst one another. You understand? I will rest there for now.
Candace, I like how you think. Now, there is a man on the live, and I'm glad he come up here tonight. When I send him the link, he act one time. There is a man on the live that would have spoken about the explicit set of racism with this government, with the nasty, stinking behavior, how this government is behaving, and he would have mapped out the exact way in which Kamala and them behaving. That is predictable. So before we let any other person talk, I want to hear Mr. Bernard Yocum tonight. Good night, Mr. Bernard. Bernard,
Mr. Bernard? All right, so you probably doing something.
Yes, hello.
All right.
Good night.
Hello.
Good night.
yes, we hear you.
Good night. Okay. Yeah,
Thanks for having me. I felt so disgusted to see what happened at UTT because, as you know, I led 2 protests against racism and corruption between 2010 and 2015, shut down the 9 campuses and saved over 800 jobs. And people who on this or listen could Google my name without Yao-Ching, right? And let me tell you something. You see what they did? That was a serious indictment on against what I led, because it's the same nasty racism at UTT. The same thing I fought for in 2011 and 2012 that get me fired from from the university, right? And I had to shift my career. I looking at the same thing, but let me tell you something now. These persons are religious extremists. They do not speak for all the Indians in this country. As a matter of fact, let me give you a quick thing here. Let me give you a quick thing here. When people came here, left the country, you're the person who ever came here without volunteering and was kidnapped and brought here was African people. And everybody else volunteered to come here because the living wasn't good where they were living. If you're living good where you're living, you're not going anywhere else. So people volunteered, they came here, fine. But there are persons, religious extremists, who brought the caste system with them. And with the caste system now, a lot of Indians, when it reached all in the 20s and 30s, realized I don't want no part of this nonsense and this racialism. So they started to join the Christian Presbyterian Church. If all you notice the Christian Presbyterian Church have plenty Indians. It's because of that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then they joined Roman Catholic and then Pentecostal and Seventh-day Adventist as time went on. But you see, you have persons who are religious extremists and they see Christianity as a weapon against them because they want to continue that nasty caste system. Because up to today,
low-caste Indians in India asking African Americans, civil rights people, to help them in the struggle against the caste system. So there are those who brought a nasty thing here. And when Dr. Williams said that he's speaking to the hostile and recalcitrant minorities, it wasn't all Indians, it was that extremist set of them. Because let me tell you, in 1961, Dr. Williams had to call a state of emergency in DLP areas. You know why? Because Rajendra Kapil told a group of people estimated at up to 35,000 to arm yourself with a weapon to take over the country. They won't teach people that. But that is what happened. In 1992, you had groups, extremist groups from Suriname, Guyana, and Trinidad came together and say if they do not take over Trinidad by peaceful constitutional means, they would not hesitate to use violence. Right? Nobody tracking them thing. And when I wrote my book, I was called racist, all kind of nonsense. And as I said, if all of Google Bernard, YAWCHING, Yorching, in the Newsday, when the Newsday interviewed me, a full 2-page article, I told them anytime Kamala was given power again, she's going to lead us to civil war. That is documented in the Newsday. Let me tell all you something, eh? You know, it's the dread part. That same peaceful constitutional means what they're talking about if they can't take over. Is them changing laws as time go on to oppress us. And we have seen it. We see it over and over. We can't go and protest within 500 feet of our own buildings, right, for our own rights. So she destroying democracy. But what happened at UTT Day, I telling you, that really get me angry. And I was invited to that, you know. And when I look at the program and I see, wait now, some Shiv Shakti dance group and thing, I say, but this don't belong here. Because I swear to God, Renison, if I was there, I would have stood up in that crowd and watch me. I might have, so you know, see something before people have to say things about you in the sense because we in a country too, where even African people, you stand up for them and they're against you, you know.
Yep.
Because plenty black people brainwashed too, you know. Plenty black people do want to identify with emancipation, you know, because somehow they tell themselves, and we spoke about it in Black Caucus movement. We said when you're dealing with black equality and black unity, you have to leave religion outside the door. You could be Baptist, Rastafari, Seventh-day Adventist, Christian, whatever. But when you talk about black consciousness and black unity, you have to come. We must look at our collective similarities instead of our individual differences. And religion has separated us a long time. So what I'm saying, we can't get rid of religion, right? Because it's God we're dealing with. And if a man find a pathway to God and it make him righteous, fine. Nothing wrong with that. God bless him for that. But at the end of the day, when you're dealing with black consciousness, because I was listening to some other lives that you all know, I wouldn't call the name here, right? Before I came here, I was listening. And I hear people say, well, I'm a Christian, you know, and I don't identify with that, you know, and African this and African that. And I say, more wrong with these people. What you know that so this whole thing, my book, as Jeffrey said, track it from 1913, 100 and X amount of years ago, right? 113 years ago to now. I call names, and even Dinesh Rambali, I could call his name because when I read the Newsday article, this is what he said. He said that I do have an appreciation of the caste. So when he asked, I must appreciate something that where a brother hates a brother because of the color of his skin. And that came in because the Aryans from the north in Europe invaded northern India. Because Hinduism is a great, beautiful religion. When you really study it, it's beautiful. You know? But you see that caste system, what the invaders brought in, so that the few could control the many based on the color of the skin. That is what some idiots brought here. No high caste people come here to cut no damn cane. No Brahmins come here. They've had march and show the hell they want. None of them are Brahmins. the lower caste came here to cut cane, right? And they were so frightened that they would be outcast from the ancestors and the people in India that missionaries came here in the 20s and 30s and told them the Indian first and everything after. That is why Kamala could say, put party before country. Because as far as she concerned, the party is not really a political party, you know. It is a religious movement. You understand? So these people, what they're doing, and my concern, Candice, is the damage, you know, that's going to take place, you know, within the next few years, you know. It's a lot of people bowling to God, well, we can ride it out. No,
Ride
we need
it
to
out,
stand
yes,
up
sir.
against this. We need to stand up against, because if they do that in all this bacchanal in 1 year, you know what happened in 3 years? You know what the hell going to happen to Trinidad and Tobago? And this thing with the Hadids, let me tell you what that is, eh? On the surface, we feel, yes, it's to get the land and to get this and that, but all you notice, the same people that Israel and America fighting in the Middle East is Lebanon and Syria and Palestine. And somehow Miss Lady here take it upon herself because she want to put some lipstick on Mr. Trump ass and on Netanyahu ass, who murdered people all over the place in Palestine. She want to put some lipstick on his ass. So I believe that is part of it. So them doing that there, and somehow Trinidad, they're not saying Canada doing that thing, you know. They're saying Trinidad and Tobago doing that, you know. So why? So then we attacking our Lebanese community and Syrian community, right? And these are dangerous things. And you see the people in the Muslim League, what they said? She going against Muslim. Like, yeah, you can't do that. She cannot do that. And that's why Dr. Rowley and the PNM for years always, and all the nasty thing they say on social media about PNM, they're ungrateful. Because it's under PNM, everybody in this country get rich. It's under PNM, everybody get rich. So the people who are supposed to be more vexed with PNM is black people. So all they don't come now and start to battle PNM and say PNM oppressed. How the hell PNM oppressed them? How that happen? And you have all this land. You have 80% of the businesses. Mr. Manning told me after, after I led the first protest, he said, Bernard, he said, they said we racist. 80% of the businesses belong to Indians. 19% belong to Chinese, Syrians, and others. And 1% belong to Africans. So them can't say we racist. You understand what I'm telling you? So all the nonsense they're talking and thing. At the end of the day, we need to unite and not just, yes, this is emancipation and we have to focus on African development. But at the end of the day, we have to link up with everybody and unite against this nonsense. Because the ones who want to kneel down and pray and don't want to walk after they kneel down, because after you kneel down and pray, you have to get up and walk, you know. You don't just stay in the, all right, kneel down there and pray and kneel down and wait on it. You can't get it. You have to get back up and walk, knowing God is here, because you're standing for the right thing. You understand? So I thank you for the opportunity. You know, I know you all are speakers and things, but this thing, I tell you what they did at UTT is a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. And they have been doing things and getting away with it, you know, over and over. Where are our black professors? Okay, you have one at UTT. He totally gone through because Satmaraj disrespect him on TV6 that morning. Because when he started to talk, Satmaraj asked him, you know, what did you do for your community? He started to laugh. And then after, when Sanda, he called him his friend and all kind of thing. There's the kind of house Negro kind of mentality that we have within the intelligence here, the black community. You have a lot of intelligent people, you know, but they do not come out. They do not speak because they're a bunch of cowards. I don't even want to call them lick, but they are cowards. They are cowards and they're easily bought and they're easily frightened. They're easily domesticated. Yeah, they're easily domesticated. You understand? They're easily domesticated. When I watch, and I'm going to before I go and tell all this something now, and Chalk just could, watch me, Chalk just could say what you want. All them years he's saying Calypso against PNM. You know, the second protest I tell him because by that time he was at UTT, working, getting all the big money and thing. I say Chucky because I never forget that day. It was around lunchtime and he come through the gate. Because we had all the gate block and thing, up on Mera campus, If you see, it's maxis. 9 campuses come together that day. I say, Chucky, watch me. He said, when I go and start, I say, in the next 5 minutes. Candace, up to now, I ain't see Chucky. You understand what I'm telling you? Up to now, I ain't see Hollis, Liverpool, Chucky. So when them talking, them is only, they like to sing. They love to sing. But when it's time to stand up for the people and stand up for the people rights, they in some building, because they want to hold on to a little digit. They love the status. Dr. Liverpool, you love that bullshit. But your people hungry, your people being oppressed. You hear any one of them say anything, Candace? You hear Chuckers come out and say this big people who were supposed to be the respected revolutionary thinkers in the black community. Where them? You're not hearing them. Selwyn Kocho sit down right there, Candace, at the university chairman, at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. While 80,000 people on the breadline since last year. School coming up, nothing, and he's supposed to be an educator, and then watching how.
And it's Mr. Bernard, not to cut you across. I say, they know, they are aware of all of these things, how much people they have on the breadline, how much people not working. And they're not putting nothing in place to create jobs to rehire people,
When a man could tell you, Candace, in 1913, the African is not as productive as the Indian. And Dr. Williams was 2 years old at the time. And if circumstances do not compel him to leave the colony, he would naturally die out. And Indians would be the masters in the field, the office, and the shop. Listen to the powerful words, If circumstances do not come, that means force him, This is no hurricane or no earthquake we talking about here, It's take away a job and starve you to F out, of the country, That is what that is. You have to leave here and go Grenada, leave here and try and go Guyana, and leave until there's a majority of one race. Because that is the agenda. That is the agenda.
Well, that ain't happening because I have my whole house. I'm living comfortable. I not leaving my house and go nowhere. I'm very sorry. Something got to give. So this to me, when I look at all of this, Mr. Bernard, this is wickedness.
It's pure evil.
Yeah, past
evil.
Wickedness. It's evilness now.
It is evil.
What they're waiting on to see people dying at the side of the road, God forbid, of hunger.
That's the kind of mentality of the people, like pure hate.
I don't understand this thing. I don't understand this because I'm a government worker and it is hard for me. It is very hard. Much less, although I have to wait till the end of the month, but it is still hard. I still be struggling. Much less the people who had jobs, let's send them home and they don't know where their next meal coming from.
Yeah.
And up to now, this government not even budging. They even said, all right, look at that 40 acres of land up in Topo, let me go and plant fig, let me plant breadfruit, let me cultivate the land. Nothing in all them studying to do is the war harder than them. They want to find out how much money spent on the Balize house. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Bernard. You is an old school, right? Does the UNC has a headquarters?
No, not really. They were thrown out of the building in Cuba, and then it had some ratcheting take place, and I think they went back, and then they once they're back and all of that. Because what happened, if they look at their own selves, Kamala House was built, big mansion built, right? People talk about that, the Shodi mansion, that's where our funds come from. And I see that sort of funds what they want to use now to try to lick up here them. I want the police service to remember that justice delayed is justice denied, and we still waiting on justice between 2010 and 2015. We waited on EMBD, we waited on live sport, and a whole number of other things.
Mr. Bernard, I'm glad the talk come up because you would have said something there that is very instrumental. Now, that was the next direction in which we did plan to go on this platform here. the falling out between Pandey, Basdeo Pandey and Kamla Prasad Bisesa is that he would have accused Kamla Prasad Bisesa of stealing from she party. And the people, just like the PNM, let me be real, we had to come down to the brass tacks at this whole situation. The people that would have donated or wanted to contribute in organizing a house for the UNC, I have been told that it would have been rescheduled into building Kamla Prasad Bisesa house. And that is where the falling out was about it. When you hear Pandey talking and he vexed with Kamla, that is what it is about. So she, according to what the information I would have received from a partner of mine, he said that what caused the big split in the UNC party. Instead of to take the money at the time was to build a house for the UNC. Go down in Diamond and see the massive construction there.
Yeah. Big mansion. And the thing about it is, I want to stand on this point because right now they're using the police and the justice system. Justice delayed is justice denied. So if the country was waiting on justice from EMBD, Lysport, and all these places, all these issues, hundreds and thousands, real billions of dollars, right? If we waited on justice, why not start from there and come up? You want to go at Balizé House study, which now start a bill. It's an unfinished bill, but let us focus on what the police already investigate and charge people for and question people about. So why this big jump from 2015 to 2026? So nothing else matters. Nothing else matters as far as they're concerned, because somehow they want to paint the PNM as racist. She take this as chippiness, what somebody say, in the privacy of their home, because people are sitting when they're vexed, or they take away the people visa, do all kind of thing, say all kind of thing about the people, want to take away the land, what the people for years and years and years. And I don't know if you all can remember the tape where Inshan Ishmael and Hadid was talking, the old Hadid, and he called them a bunch of rats. He said the lady not bad, but she's surrounded by a bunch of rats. You understand? So at the end of the day, you have people who totally feelings too. It's all watch me. This whole thing, and the same, but this time at 10 times worse. Last time, every Monday morning was a bacchanal. You couldn't relax. You couldn't. It's no way you could have settled as a citizen, because it always has some sharpness they're coming up with. And this time, it's 10 times worse. You know why? They're putting that into action. They're using the justice system. Where's the law association to ask certain putting in question? The judiciary, what is going on? What is going on with the judiciary? All them cases, how come them cases aren't being heard? Why isn't the DPP instructing the police to buck up and do all their work and get these cases closed? But you jump from quite 2015 to 2026 and you want to go behind Balizé House. You're still Foster. What the hell is still Foster that for? Wait, he didn't even land properly and they brace him in the airport. That real dirty man thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but
real nasty man thing.
Mr. Bernard, I hope you didn't see the press conference in which it had the other day with Penelope Beckers, where they would have said that because they would have breached how it was done, it can have serious implications to that.
Yes, because it was supposed to be a sealed document. And how all this information reaches the public space is a sealed document. So if it's a sealed document, all this information with regard to that issue not supposed to be in no newspaper. It's not supposed to reach the public space. You understand? And let me show you how dread it is. They had people with camera waiting. They had people not really looking at that. So apart from sending the police to be the man in the airport, you have people with camera filming him signing, getting the summons, you know. So that is a real orchestrated theater. That is a drama. And that is to distract from the fact that this country borrowing billions of dollars that we can't repay in the near future. We asking where all this money going. There is no answer coming to it. They mash up CPEP, mash up URP. You understand? And let me tell you, people talking about 400 people in URP. Hey, like 400 monthly paid. Who the 400 monthly paid was serving? Not 19,600 and something daily pays. Each of them daily paid belong to a house. And they was buying
Well,
food for the house, helping
well,
pay bills.
well, Mr. Burad, we can't give them all in one take. I mean, we have some other speakers here, but at the same time,
Yes.
I know your time does be short. I want to lock on to you here for a particular day next week. We just run Tuesdays, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I want you here on the platform for a particular day where we could go through this history, this black history, the history book that you want to talk about.
But ready, so you just call me. You know I am able to you anytime, brother. You know that. Right?
All right.
Yeah, this good night, and every member of the Bible, good night. I love all you, and we have to stick together.
Okay. So before Candace, before we run on, Trudy Jones, good evening to you. And specifically, Miss Trudy Jones, tonight I want you to turn on your camera. You know why? Plenty of the people in this country here want to know who is this person that have been talking on WhatsApp, have been talking on Facebook, have been talking concerning this thing with the UNC government. Who is this person? I didn't know. I said, by Candace, I mean, there's Trudy Jones, man. There's Trudy Jones because, I mean, come on. Good evening, Miss Trudy Jones. Let me bring you up here live. I want to see you, Trudy Jones. I want to see you.
I hear, man. I hear.
So, we want to hear about this whole issue. What's your contribution here? Because people see a video, it gone viral all over Trinidad. All over.
I realize. But guys, it's just the simple, unfiltered truth. We cannot accept lies and deception and expect it to work out for us. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. We have to want better, and in order to want better, we have to accept where we went wrong and find a way how to, get it back up and running. Sitting and accepting these excuses and these Nancy stories, it's not going to help. It's not going to help us now, and it's definitely not going to help in the future. So, for me, I just always say, it have nothing like a pure Trini. We are mixed, we look different, but we are equal when it comes to citizens. All of us have our part. We are all owners, or let's say shareholders of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago belongs to all of us. We cannot allow them to use this thing called race to divide us, because they know as long as unity is there, their power is short-lived. They won't live long if we have unity, and they know that. So they're trying everything. And you see, tomorrow is Emancipation Day, guys. I know Xavier said that he's not going to walk, but that's exactly what they want. They're trying to rewrite history. No, Trinidad is a cosmopolitan country. We come from different ethnic backgrounds. We have different beliefs. Everybody have their day. Trinidad and Tobago will not be complete culturally without anyone. We need everybody, because it was everybody who worked towards building Trinidad and Tobago. So why we can't just respect every community? Because what the African ancestors went through, I don't think it had another race could go through that,
Nah.
I don't think it have another race that could have stand up. And it was because of them, Trinidad is a free place. Do you know that Trinidad and Tobago is the first country that declared emancipation a public holiday? Now we have the world celebrating it with us. And now we have a clown trying to misrepresent what emancipation is about. Are we going to continue letting them rewrite our history? Tomorrow is a day everybody's supposed to flood social media with what emancipation is. We cannot allow them to rewrite our history. We can't. Because they're using race as a tool. And it will only be successful if we allow it. We have to stop, because I don't know, I believe that the UNC believe ethnicity has a bearing on their decision making. And in the reality, that is not true. It is not true. So we have to stop the slide. We have to stop it. We have to say no to racism. Trinbago first. We are all Trinbagonians and we all have our part to play. We have to reject them. The UNC have to go. It was not good from 2010 to 2015. And the old people say what good in the what not good in the morning, it will not be good in the evening. So I don't expect them to be good now.
Sure. Trinitones, if I might engage you and say my reason for not attending that walk tomorrow. Because these are the same people who have displayed year after year, month after month, day after day, that they have a profound dislike for people of the African diaspora. So how
And
can I
that is
go?
true.
So
But we
how can I
cannot let
go
go.
Trinity? How can I go Trinity? Yeah, I'm calling it Trinity. Trinitone. How can I go Trinitones and stand up next to these people and talk what we are emancipated?
You don't have to
The
go to a
very
walk to
first thing they
celebrate
did,
it.
Trinitones, the very first thing they did, if I may give it, just wrapping up, when they came into office, they took away a program that give financial assistance to the and the main recipient of that were of the African diaspora, forestry and CPEP. The majority of that, when I did the research, was 75% sorry, was of the African diaspora. I think Ms. Sharon should be able to give us some more insight on that. But nevertheless, the main, it was African people who benefited out of that program. And they would have
I
closed
agree
down
with
that.
you.
How can I go and jump up among these people and talk about emancipated? Nah.
You don't have to celebrate with them. You don't have to celebrate like them. Because we all know the UNC is not patriotic. They're not about Trinidad and Tobago. Since last year independence, they deny us that. But they didn't deny Diwali. They didn't deny the Hindu festivals. You get what they're trying to mean? So even though you don't want to go, let's say you don't want to go stand with them, put your knowledge and your understanding out. The internet never forgets. It does
True.
not forget. So regardless of what they try to do this year, because they're trying real hard and they're looking bad. You're seeing they're trying to fit a square peg in a wrong hole. Then believe, I don't know, boy. These people, I'm not right now.
Mr. Bernard said something there. And I just want to agree with what he said. But when we talk about, you see the problem with that, in my opinion, you see it's a real touchy topic. But you see the spirituality and this religion that most people of the African diaspora tend to follow. I think that is where the problems of most African people in this country start with. I don't want to go deep into it, but it's a sensitive topic. People have stopped talking to me because of that. But it is my belief that this religion that they have pushing us and telling us that we have to follow, that was given to us after slavery. I think it's the main reason why African people cannot unite and see themselves and they can come and tell us anything today. But it's a very sensitive topic and most people do not understand. Trinito, I was on another live and I was questioning that. I don't know if you remember when we were on another live and we were having that back and forth. You understand me? But You see, that is a sensitive topic, and a lot of people do not understand the depth of what they have done to us, and then they have bought something to give us and tell us we
That
have
is
to follow this
exactly what I
religion.
wanted to
They have
touch.
stripped us. They have stripped us away from what true African identity is. And when we go and we follow and we follow and we pray to our erasures, they tell us that is obi and that is not strong and that is not good. They have stripped us and brainwashed us because of that. And that is a main reason why Kamala Bissessa and them could come and tell people of the African diaspora anything, and they will come and gather because we have no true identity. They have washed
Correct.
us of our
But that
identity.
came down, Xavier, that came down through slavery. They broke,
They didn't want Trinidad and Tobago to celebrate Emancipation Day in the first place. Because if all you understand, they was going and host India or Indian diaspora tomorrow.
Yes,
and they had a public pushback. Yeah.
They moved it to the 8th of this month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Candace, were you aware of that, Candace?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. The India Commissioner. The India Commissioner.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So therefore,
and guys, that event was only for the East Indian people. It is not. It was not. It is not an all-inclusive event, and that is what made it. Yeah, that is what made the problem. Because remember, we are a cosmopolitan country. You can't come and have an event on our national holiday and it's not all-inclusive. You
would have brought. You would have brought up something that very ticklish, because if that was not all inclusive, so who that was for? You see,
only for the East Indian alone. Thanks a lot, Trinity, for bringing up that. On that day, Candace, they are telling to East Indian to come together. Let's have a meeting on a day to commemorate African history. Thanks a lot, Trinity, for bringing up that. I forgot that totally.
All of that is an attempt. This is the reason why I said. This is the reason why I said they're not patriotic. Because anything that have to do with our culture and our history, they have no respect for it. But when it comes to their community, they have enough support and respect. Again, Trinidad belongs to all of us. Everybody have their day and their time.
You know, Trinitons, you raised something here. I remember one of our Roman Catholic holidays, which would have fallen very close to Indian Arrival Day. Which day that was born? Some holiday.
Corpus Christi?
One of the, I think so. You know, Indian Arrival was before, and Corpus Christi was the Saturday or some kind of something like that. You know, in my constituency, the MP for my constituency, the MP for Sawabata area, held a function for Indian Arrival Day on that same day in the Savannah. I said, what kind of disrespectful thing is this?
They're not patriotic. They're disrespectful to everybody else's belief, but to their own, they like to play victim. As I say, the UNC full of volunteered victims.
Miss Felix, what was the Roche, Miss Felix, with reference to the two major ethnic workers in CPEP? What was the Roche?
The ratio.
The ratio. The ratio. I said ratio. Oh my God. Somebody here wrong with me. The ratio.
You said the ratio.
Well, you have me going into Google to find out what is a Roche.
The ratio. Oh, where's the word?
The ratio.
The ratio. Yeah, me Roche. What the ratio?
That's up. You study answer ratio.
What does Miss Felix? Sharon, go on, boy.
Yeah, she must think.
But all you know, every African holiday, they always finding a way to
All they are right here in Roberta selling too.
We want to find out where's the word, Candace?
Ratio.
The ratio. I hear
What you talk about with the CPEP and thing?
Yeah, what was the ratio?
I think you might be correct. You might be correct in that that analogy, but there were a lot of East Indian involved in the program also, eh?
Yeah.
The reforestation might have been a little more than the CPEP and the URP. So you might be very well correct.
Right, but predominantly it was of the African diaspora.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right. So back to what I was saying, Trinitones. How I get that when the very first thing you have done, you target an entire ethnic background. How I could go and match with you? If I have to go and do that, it have to be something away from these people.
You don't have to match with them. You don't have to match with them. But think about it like this. They're doing that to you to make you give up your history. They're trying to rewrite Trinidad and Tobago history. If we stay quiet, that silence is given permission.
Yeah.
They are doing it. Stand up next to them, The internet do not forget people.
True.
Put it out there.
She taking a play out a Trump playbook. Trump does always say, make America great again, make America white again. Like if he could get rid of all the black people in America, he could put them on a boat and ship them to wherever they come from. That is what she's doing. If she could take all the black people in Trinidad and Tobago and put them on a boat and send them where they come from and just make Trinidad and Tobago an East Indian country, she will do it.
But she can't.
And Candace, what's so sad about this, Candace? When the PNM was in office, I don't think any of them participated in walking the streets and commemorating emancipation.
No, they did not. No, they did not. Neither did they take part in any independence parade. Neither did.
Exactly.
These people not patriotic. They were never patriotic.
They did not exactly. I have never seen Kamala Persad dress up in any African clothes and is in Port of Spain walking and talking, but she's ready to fight. I have never seen that. They don't care about this place. I have always said that this lawless dump. They don't care about it.
No, they want it for themselves.
It's a lawless dump for we, but for them.
As Xavier said, fighter, I need to talk about this. You see that mess, that BS, that Michelle Benjamin stand up in Parliament.
Hey.
And I have to say, you see that BS that Michelle Benjamin stand up in Parliament and said that Kamala Persad-Bissessar is a freedom fighter. I want to tell Miss Michelle Benjamin, please stop coming or please stop standing in Parliament and lying. I don't know what the Prime Minister is feeling all the Africans in that party, but I would love to say this, not lie, because Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar did not fight for nothing in Trinidad and Tobago. She did not fight for no labor laws. She did not fight for no African laws. She did not fight for nothing. You understand? She didn't come here on no boat. She was born here. You see all that nonsense with the people in their arrival, all that propaganda with the build them little bullshit makeshift boat and sailing on the dirty river to come and talk about who that other, all right? Listen to me. They need to stop lying. But Kamala is a freedom fighter. Kamala don't know nothing but no freedom fighter. You understand? Because a freedom fighter is part of the African diaspora. It has nothing to do with the East Indians. Nothing to do with them. They may know nothing about that. Stop lying. Right?
Well,
Stop lying. What up?
Well, you see, the thing about it in this country is that we playing the fool too much, We playing the fool too much with these people and them, and we keep on telling you, the citizens of this country, It ain't no survival in isolation. And I hope you understand that with the added case. Because if people on the outside here, then relentlessly bring up the situation and make it their duty, regardless to what. You see that whole situation there would have bring people together. And we must stand up. It's not a game again. We, the citizens of this country, is an endangered species. And if we do not stand together and come together, we in serious problems here. We in serious problems. And you know, I would like to take the time to announce this evening here. Tomorrow, Victor would have said that he have a massive emancipation thing that will be taking place in the Santa Flora area. So the people that are here that know what is taking place, all roads lead straight down to Santa Flora. And I know if the leader of the opposition might be there. I know if Foster Cummings might be there. I don't know. I just hearing word on the ground and whispers. I don't know if Sharon Felix might be there. I don't know if the whole team might be there, but I hear things. So the next phase of what is taking place here is that Trini Jones, Xavier, Trinity. We had to have a discussion after the show. We have some changes that we would like to meet with, and when everybody here is a part of the change when the time comes. So let me hand back over to Trini Jones. I find it hard, and people want to know who is this strong, brave Indian woman that had the belly to come out and talk about Kamla Prasad Bisasa. Just not to come for you, because it has some people don't want to sabotage you here right now. They find that you're too fast and out of place. That's what they're saying. That Indian girl, she's too fast and out of place. That's what they're saying.
I heard my IP address and realize I'm out of reach and send people to scrub the internet.
Candace, I had to run. I'll go in and see about some stuff. But I like this.
Thanks for joining us, Sharon.
No problem.
Okay,
bye, guys.
All right.
You might never know. You might see me tomorrow.
I betting on that, Ole. I betting on that.
All right, guys.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
God bless my Michelle.
At the end of the day,
Point 14, Mr. Kobe Salami and them having an event in Point 14 for 5 o'clock for emancipation. So I know what I'm doing yet. I don't think I can make that Santa Flora. That might be too much for me. I don't know if Candy coming from Grandy to come down Santa Flora.
No, darling, I don't have transportation. If I had a straight transportation, I would have come down. I would adjust to the occasion and appear. But I don't have the transportation, so maybe
Candace, I can imagine you, Candace, in the African clothes, Candace. I can imagine you, Candace. Candace, I just hope you ain't put on that thing like what Julie and John had the other day. Make a tiger raw, you know.
What? Say make what tiger raw? That was she had on?
I see Julie down with a whole tiger print. I don't know.
Bonnie, I want to help you now. No, put that in an outfit.
Nah.
Wow.
No. A whole tiger suit.
That ain't right, Ole.
Hey, before we move on with the topic, but before we move on with the topic, you see, I would have heard just a while back that Xavier would have talk about that political clown, the ostrich man, who are called Kingsley. That
Kingsley.
Yeah, and you know,
if you don't mind, you can put up a picture of Kingsley, because I don't know who's this Kingsley now. They're always talking about him. I don't know who's this person now.
No, well,
Trinity,
I'm going and play a video.
Trinity, you have a dustbin home, Trinity?
Where's Xavier?
You have a dustbin home?
Yeah.
Just looking at you'll see Kingsley, right? That is Kingsley. Just look at me.
Well, I go in and put. Yeah. So I go in and pop a video here with Kingsley, and this man, you see, you have to understand the nature of the beast. This man have been a man that have been in this thing a long time. He was always a political kobo, a scumbag, always there for the money. And watch, in this whole interlude here with Jack, well, let me play it on.
But to their surprise, he wasn't too keen on responding to the questions being posed by members of the media. As they kept pressing the ex-FIFA vice president. One journalist in particular, London's Sky News David Bowden, was manhandled.
Hey, no comments.
But even that wasn't enough to stop an Associated Press cameraman from asking Mr. Warner about Sepp Blatter's role in the FIFA scandal.
Now, let me stop that right there. Now, the person that you would have seen with the white jersey that would have been stopping the camera crew from asking Jack Warner very important questions, that person there was Kingsley. So Kingsley have been always in the business of selling out people. He don't care what side he fall on once he get money in his pocket. And I believe that the people that he associated with, people like David Welch and all of them fall under the same bracket. They don't care actually what take place in Trinidad and Tobago, you know. They care about whether or not if it pay or if it didn't pay. This man doing this thing long time. Kingsley going way back. Or I remember the time that two Indian person would have came there and talk about the Carney land stock. And they was blocking them and a man saying, oh, go from here. It was Anderson Wilson and Kingsley. So this man have always been in the business of selling his loyalties to the highest bidder. That was always Kingsley modus of operandi in this country. And it have plenty people like this, It have plenty people like this. What's going on? Plenty people like he train heavy duty and he train David Welch and all of them. All of them he train. People in this country, boy, that man too disgusting, boy. My God.
And the thing about it, like most UNC supporters, he's so misinformed. Also, apart from being misinformed, Jeffrey, they have no rationing. They defend anything Kamala Persad-Bissessar says. They have no rationing. Typical UNC behavior.
So true. Typical behavior of the UNC. And the thing about it is this Trinidad and Tobago and the most oil outside that are listening. This thing with the Sabgas would have exposed a lot of people. What you responding, who not responding. What some of the negative comments that you have, and watch how they desperately trying to strangle the narrative. It is plain and it is as simple as can be seen. What they're trying to make out as an assassination plot is far from it. What Kamala Persad-Bissessar is saying that she's so embarrassed about, what she comfortably saying, I wasn't meeting. That's something I don't want to talk. I wasn't meeting. And I hear people calling people nigger and coolie and mamu. Come here, mamu. And they wasn't doing it in no kind of derogatory manner. You know? It's not like if Kamala first time she heard the word. What really going on here, boy?
them normalize that, you know. That's normal conversation for them.
Candice, what's on the move?
Uncle. It's supposed to mean uncle in their thing.
Yeah, mamu mean uncle. When they say mamu, it mean uncle. But that is what us talk all the time. That normal thing.
Yeah, so when it is a little slip out, you know, of course it would be like. But I'm glad they touched on that Hadid situation, because whether we want to see it that way or not, Trinidad and Tobago has benefited from that situation. How? Okay, they went in, they come back out. The way Trinidad and Tobago benefited, no matter what, they still have to put the matter before the Privy Council. Even though it has been, let me say, Alexander do what he do and withdraw the PDO, as long as he submit anything before the Privy Council, defendant, no accused, could withdraw it. It have to be heard. And that would be sometime in October. And what that will do is put restrictions and guidelines on how the PDOs can be used. They will no longer be able to weaponize it. So Trinidad and Tobago has benefited. As we just say, God has given the strongest soldiers the hardest fight. Because if it was one of those little black boys who get locked up, it would have never reached before the Privy Council. We always have to look for the good in everything, people, because they want we to hang we head in shame.
Exactly.
So I happy that it will still go to the Privy Council, and Trinidad and Tobago will still get that protection that is so much needed because they're abusing their power.
Exactly. So Trinidad and Tobago, I mean, we keep on telling the listening audience, or you calling me all after the program, or you calling me all on days. Sometimes me and my son going down to the beach, or you calling me all day and asking me when is the program. The program is Tuesdays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, in which we talk about issues here. Because we change around the date a little bit. Don't worry about yourself. We're following up the little cracks between, and we're gonna reveal that next week. So you're gonna know what's taking place on the Workers' Rights platform. So we reach to the end of the program, where we have been constantly echoing the voice of the citizen. And we urge all of you that are outside there, that are listening, that is listening to the show, whether you see us on the street. Yeah, when you see me on the street, don't just watch, man. Let's get frightened quick. And I start to get defensive. I see a man watching me so in a corner and I go to run. But I say, let me stand up and watch what he said. He come up to me, easy. He point at me so. He say, use. I say, yeah. He shake my hand. He hug me up, I hug him up, I say yes, boy, I say I'm fighting him now. Boy, we supporting him, keep up the fight. So, what we doing here, again, from time to time, all of us is doing it, and you could hear the passion in some of us. Nobody ain't getting a salary here. None. That is how much we love this country. We want to see it on the right track. And the only reason why we are here is not that we follow no political lines. Yes, at this point in time, we are standing with the PNM. I buy over the fight because of what I see. So don't come here and say, boy, Jeffrey, you PNM, I buy the fight. I buy it over. Because at the end of the day, somebody too wicked and evil in your heart. Or you see what going on and none of you no belly to come out and talk. Somebody hiding behind the coattail of our next man. Well, tell him, go up on social media and say that. We fed up at that. So I buy the fight. I decide to walk in line with the strongest leader of our time, Penelope Beckers, and I believe that she could take this country forward. So, again, Trinidad, subscribe to the platform and tune in tune in, because in the midst of all these deception, this is the only platform that you could get. It is untainted by the government. So at this point in time, I want to ask everybody here on the panel, from Captain to Cook, to say all your closing comments, and let me close up, and we will come back here tomorrow. And any issue that you have, reach out to us on the various social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or you could call the number, or you know you have the number 333-2176. Reach out to any one of us here on the panel, and we will highlight our issues. Or you may not have the technical capabilities to do so, but we are a family here, and be a part of this family here that we are forming. I mean, I mind having thousands of stepbrothers and sisters, but oh God, we may be from different family, but yet still we are unified as brothers here in the struggle. So I call in on the full panel to make their closing comment. They could go in any form. I know we have big bad Trinity here, you understand? So let me hear it from Trinity.
With your full chest.
Yes, with your full chest.
I just want to say to everybody good night, and I just want to tell everybody have a great Emancipation Day tomorrow. You understand? Even though Xavier say he don't feel to go out, I understand my brother. But if we could go out there and, you know, walk and dance and march with the people, I encourage it. You was, because tomorrow is we day. You understand? Tomorrow is our day, and we need to celebrate our ancestors and all the rest of people who fought for us to be kind of free. Because somehow we still mental, somehow we still slave in the mind. According to Malcolm X, we still slave in the mind. You understand? But I just want to say good night to everybody. Hold strong. This thing wouldn't last forever. You understand? It go done one day. Right? One day we'll get back to Trinidad and Tobago how it used to be before this government come and wreck the whole nation. You understand? Let's now smiles go come back to the face. The children wouldn't be hungry. People go be working and getting paid. No more crying, no more stress. You understand? Just now people could just jump in the car and go for drive in the night and go and be frightened to go in the car because they want to take it and thing. So I just want to tell all them, make sure and pray. And the best I can tell all them, pray. See, pray, have real strength in it. Go down all on the knees and pray for you to cry to the Lord and talk to him about all the problems. Just pray. Because this not going to last forever. God didn't put the children on earth to suffer. So all you just hold some strain. These 3 years go fly quick. And don't worry, we go get this government, this crooked, the corrupted government. We'll get them out of power soon. Because they ain't coming back. They know they ain't coming back. So they're reaping what they're sowing right now. So all you just hold some strain. Good night to everybody. And see you all tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, Trinity. Well, Trinity would have spoken for the both of us, yes? Trinity, like it was inside of my head, because you know I'm tired and I want to sleep. But nonetheless, I just want to wish, tell everybody, have a pleasant night. Enjoy all the Emancipation Day tomorrow. Well, I don't really go anywhere. I just play my African songs at home. I will throw my water. I go ring my bell. I go say my prayers in my house. You understand? I don't really go anywhere. But, while you all are out there, just stay safe. And all you know, we need to pray more than ever now. And while all you praying, lift the platform up for us in prayer, because we need the prayer, because we're getting the fight down left, right, and center. But if the Spirit of the Lord can bring us to it, he will bring us to it. Right? And we stand together firm and bringing it real for all you. Right? So, Xavier?
I think you and Trinity summarized everything I want to say, so I think I lean in with that. I good with that.
Mrs. Trinitons.
Before Triniton say, just now before Triniton say anything, the people on YouTube, they're screaming out, they say they want to hear Trinitons and the thing about the Trinitons. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be brave. I mean, when you're playing on, you can pour their camera. The people want to hear more from you, man. People want to hear more from you.
You're the platform. I will be like. Keep it locked because it's a working process, and I am trying to stay away from my opinions and stick to fact. So with that, there's a lot of work to put in. But everything is there. That's the thing. All the red flags there. It's just we have to know which one we're looking for. And you can only do that when you do research. So for Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the world, because tomorrow emancipation will be celebrated here as well. The world celebrates emancipation with Trinidad and Tobago. And this is why I would say the government failed. They failed in putting on a show for the world to celebrate. And that is because they are simply not patriotic. They do not respect one another. So the emancipation came through slavery, the freedom. And remember, when the slaves were freed, everybody else got freedom. The slaves fought for it, but everybody else benefited. So let us appreciate what our forefathers fought for. Let's not give up on that. Because if they had given up, we would not have a future. Let us not allow these people to take away our history. Xavier, I know you don't want to go outside, but here we could do. Let me give you an idea. Go live. Tell the world about emancipation, how it come about. Add value to it. Don't let them take it away from we. Don't. If everybody could go live and give Emancipation Day the respect it deserve, it have nothing Kamla and them could do to try to rewrite history. We need to keep it alive. They will try to take it from us, but they will only take it if we let it go. Don't let go all year. Enjoy your Emancipation Day tomorrow. And remember, Trinidad wasn't given anything on a silver plate. Everything we have, we had to fight for. So remember that struggle as we celebrate tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, Mr. Jeffrey, before you go on, I seen somebody in the comment, Phyllis Austin was she keep asking the time frame. So will you permit me to address her?
Yes, go ahead, Candace.
Right. So guys, we would have changed up the days a bit. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday we'll go live, right? We just take 2 days in between. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Mr. Jeffrey is putting together 2 slots where he will announce who will be doing the 2 slots, the other 2 remaining slots, the Tuesdays and Thursdays. But look out for the Let Your Voice Be Heard program on TikTok with Candace Edwards, myself, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays. And we'll be in collaboration with the Workers' Rights Platform as well. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're changing it up a bit. Right, guys? I hope that answers all your questions. Back to you, Mr. Jeffrey.
I just want to say on a Tuesday, I will be coming up with my co-host, Mr. Michael.
Yeah, like we're going to trust that yet. You see both all, yeah? Trinity.
Yes. Trinity, we go don't worry yourself, we go talk off here. We go talk off here.
just joking.
No, don't worry yourself. We go talk off and I know I go carry on a nice show, man. Don't worry yourself. We coming up. We don't want to hear them all at once. We never say we go talk about that off. So we go talk about it.
Yeah, but what was it like on a Tuesday?
Trinity, we go talk after the show. Don't worry yourself. We go talk. So Trinity, yeah. Well, Trinidad and Tobago, but we come to the end of the program and you know what the thing. We have some presenters here from time to time. Don't worry yourself. We full it up. So we just will be absent for a little while, but rest assured, them 2 slots is going to be full. So don't worry yourself. We just didn't want to hit it off, but Trinity forced me to talk. But oh God, I tell you, don't make me talk.
Xavier. Oh, Xavier.
Yo. No. I am anonymous.
Yeah, he's a rambles. Leave extra one. Actually, miserable.
What's 2.0?
I see how I describe this. So to see.
Yeah, one more brown pointer.
I want to see the teddy. I want to see the teddy bear.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago, don't worry yourself. We go come right back to Think Trinity. We go talk. Don't worry yourself. Good night, everybody.
Sidechain on.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago, as would have been described, I want to play this video before I go in, because I'm feeling the need to play this video here this evening in its entirety.
Sidechain.
When we see that lick bam bam, when we see that no good political imps that they call Kingsley, one must not only be afraid, one must be concerned, because we have a team of them that is now engaging in misleading the public. So let me play this video so you will get a hang at this thing. Good night to the citizens of this country, and I am out.
Today by Jack Warner's bodyguard as they sought answers to the alleged $10 million bribe after today's parliament session broke for lunch. The undeterred journalist did not give up even after being shouted at by the bodyguard. Ever since news broke that Jack Warner was indicted, international media have set up a temporary home in Trinidad and Tobago, covering every event possible that he attends, as they still have unanswered questions surrounding his involvement in the FIFA scandal. Mahalia Joseph has more in this report.
A contingent of foreign journalists from the BBC, Sky News, Associated Press and Al Jazeera, along with several local media personnel, waited patiently in the parliamentary chamber on Friday for former FIFA Vice President Jack Warner to leave at the lunch break. But to their surprise, he wasn't too keen on responding to the questions being posed by members of the media.
Mr. Warner, a couple of words. Mr. President, can you please respect my parliament, please? Of course, yes, sir. I do what in your country, don't you tonight? Of course.
As they proceeded to follow Mr. Warner out of the parliament, a man believed to be his bodyguard shouted at reporters as they kept pressing the ex-FIFA vice president. One journalist in particular, London's Sky News David Bowden, was manhandled.
Hey, no comments. No comments. No comments. Excuse me, no comments. No comments, please. No comments. No comments, yes.
But even that wasn't enough to stop an Associated Press cameraman from asking Mr. Warner about Sepp Blatter's role in the FIFA scandal.
You're going to stop for him? You're going to stop touch my camera? Can you speak for him? I'm not going to move. I speak it. No comment. What do you know against Mr. Blatter? Mr. Warner, as a parliamentarian, do you think it's right for your associates?
He eventually left the scene without uttering a word about the matter to the media, leaving them with unanswered questions and an added drive to find out the truth. Today they weren't so lucky, but from the looks of it, it seems as though they don't intend to give up.
Good evening, Mr. Warner, Andrew Jennings, BBC Panorama programme. Would you give me an interview?
Excuse.
Would you? Well, look, we're on the public highway. Please don't interrupt.
Please leave alone.
I would like to ask you, how much profit do you expect to make from trading in World?
This isn't the first time that international media have been turned down by Mr. Warner. Almost 6 years ago, investigative reporter Andrew Jennings of the BBC came to Trinidad to question him about how much profit he expected to make from trading in World Cup tickets in 2006. It is alleged that Jack Warner received a $10 million sweetener to vote for South Africa to host the 2010 World Cup. He is yet to respond on the issue. Mahalia Joseph, C News.